Hello, fearless learner. Welcome back to part two. Today we are at the bank again, and we're going to finish what we started in the previous lesson. So let's get started. So the first statement I have on the screen is, let's say you want to ask about your bank balance. So you could say something like, could you tell me my bank balance, please? Could you tell me my balance, please? And the person could give you the information, but let's say you don't have any money. What's the bank clerk going to reply with? So they're going to reply with, your account's overdrawn. Your account's overdrawn. Now, what does that mean? Well, if your account is overdrawn, it means that you spent more money than you have in your account. So you spent over the amount you had. Let's say you had £10 in your account, but then you decided to pay for something that was £20. That means you are now overdrawn £10. You need to give the bank back £10. All right. So let's move on to the next one. You could say something like, I'd like to transfer some money to this account, please. I'd like to transfer some money to this account, please. Now, this means that you want to move money from your account to someone else's account. So this is the sentence you would use. I'd like to transfer some money to this account, please. I always like to add please in everything. The next sentence is a little bit more specific. So, could you transfer £1,000 from my current account to my savings account? Again, very similar to the previous one, but a bit more specific to the amount that you want to send. And you're also telling the person, I want to move it from this account to the next. At this point, they're probably going to ask you for some identification. We talked about that in the previous lesson. And let's say this is the very first time you're going to a bank and you need to have an account. What do you say? So you approach the bank clerk, say hello, and say, I'd like to open a personal account. I'd like to open a personal account. So this is just a normal account. Or you could say, I'd like to open a business account. I'd like to open a business account. So this is for your business. So it's a bit different to a personal account. Anyone that has a business, they're starting a business. If they're an entrepreneur, then they would open a business account. And then the last one is a joint account. If you and your partner, you and your spouse want to open a bank account together where you share the money, you call this the joint account. So I would say, I'd like to open a joint account, please. For the next part, we're going to look at a card, a bank card. And what you're going to do is pause the video and look at the arrows on the card. Now I've made up this bank, Blackboard English Bank, so none of these numbers are anyone's number, so I've made it up. And what I want you to do is, you see where the arrows are pointing to the different numbers. For those of you listening and not looking at the video, I'm pointing at the very long number in the middle. I'm pointing at the date. I'm pointing at the number that has 6 digits, so 2 digits separated by a dash. And then I'm looking at another one, a smaller set of numbers. What are these called? What would you understand if someone said, hey, could you give me a specific, this number, or would you know? So pause the video now, test yourself, and then I'm going to give you the answer. Okay, so for those of you that took the time to write the answer, well done. I'm going to now share the answer. Let's look at the long number on the card first. So the long number, most people just say the long number. This is how most people will say it. But if you wanted the formal way to say this, it's the permanent account number. Permanent account number. Now you know why people say the long number because it's just easier. Or they would say PAM, PAM, short for permanent account number. So this number is usually a 16-digit long number on your card. Now let's move on to the next one, which is the sort code. The sort code. So the sort code is usually a group of numbers that are usually divided by little dashes. So this is called the sort code. The sort code. The one next to it, which is looks like a date, this is the expiry date. So when this card reaches this date, you won't be able to use this card anymore. So this is the expiry date. Now, the last number at the bottom is called the account number. The account number. Now, this number is usually short. It doesn't have any dashes in between. And this is when you can say to, read out that number to people. Now, let's talk about the last thing. When you turn the card, there's a 3-digit number on the other side of the card, and this is called the CVC. The CVC, short for card verification code. Now, the CVC is the important number that is supposed to be kept secret. You should not tell anyone your CVC number. Your CVC, I should say, because the last letter is code. Anyway, moving on. Which numbers now can you share with people to send you money, and which numbers can't you share with people? So I'll tell you now. You can share the sort code with people, and you can share your account number. But the long number, the permanent account number, you cannot share that with people. And the CVC at the back of the card, please don't share like this with anyone as well. Last thing is don't share your expiry date. So don't share your expiry date. Avoid sharing permanent account number and your CVC code. So those are the ones that you shouldn't share. If someone's asking for your bank details to send you money, you can share your account number, you can share your sort code, and you can also share your name. So they need your name, your first name and your last name to be able to send you money to your account. Well, there you have it. I hope you did well. I hope you learned something new today. That would make me so, so, so happy. If today's lesson helped you learn a new word, any little thing that it helped you with, I would be over the moon. Thank you so much for coming to class. If you like this lesson, please share it with your friends, and I'll see you in the next lesson. Thank you so much, Fearless Learner.